the internet was created, they asked, what can this be used for? When Flux was created, they said, what can it be used for?
Let me tell you a story. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. What the flex is going on? I am fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm fluxing on them now. I'm fluxing on them proud. I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? What the f is going on? I'm in the Nimbus. Come check my status. What's my status? I'm flexing on them now. 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 I'm flexing on them proud. What the flux is this? We going to the moon. Can I tell you something? Layer 1, layer 2, this is humongous. Decentralized, so we keep it 100. 10,000 nodes, yeah, we building an army. Flex on them now like it don't mean nothing. We an army and we strong. I'm on the Nimbus. I'm in the Stratus. Come check my status. Come check my status. What the flux is going on? What the flux is going on? But the flex we are so strong. We an army and we strong. And we strong.
We are
live.
Davey, how the hell are you doing this morning?
Oh, good.
I was jamming out to those beats, dude. Like, that gets me pumped.
Always.
Saturday morning.
Always.
Gets the blood pumping. Man, what a freaking last couple months, man. It's been crazy insane.
We've seen the world.
We've seen
traveled the world,
right? Yeah. We've had some fun too, and met a lot of pretty awesome people. That's for damn sure. So, a couple housekeeping things, folks. We got a lot of folks online. Let's like and share this so we can get more people in here. And feel free to tweet about anything that happens, or what's it called now? Xing. If you get an X today, just exit. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Tweet it. Tweet that shit.
Just tweet it.
Just tweet it.
It's fine.
Tweet it. Yeah, and then I want to spend some time today on questions too. So I'll move fast through the update, and then we'll get to questions and so on and so forth, because I get a lot of complaints that the AMAs are like all me talking and no questions being answered, which I can't even imagine that happens, Davey. I mean, me talking too much? Come on. I don't believe it.
Spend a week with the guy. Just FYI.
That's messed up, dude. That is messed up. We had a blast. We were out in Vegas and getting to see everybody out there. We had some good food. We had some good times. I lost money on blackjack. Thanks, Jeremy and Scott, you assholes. Did great at the poker table. Won a few bucks at the poker table. Had a good night. Everything was going good. Then they drug me over to the blackjack tables, and the rest is history. So
I took your money, but that's fine.
Yeah, you took my money. That's all right. I had a good time, and I learned absolutely fucking nothing. So that's good. No, at the blackjack table, we learned lots of stuff at CES, which was pretty damn amazing. So let's
lots of people to meet. That was fun.
Davey was like a rock star there. I'm not gonna lie. He had like the entire consulate for France piled around him, and they were hanging on his every word. You were in your element, brother. Like, I sat back, I was like, why the hell am I even here? Because, you're rocking this stuff. So you did a hell of a good job. I did okay.
Yeah, a ton of those folks actually linked up already on LinkedIn as well. So
yeah, I got a shit ton of follows from that CES thing. I don't know if they're, if people were we were the only like decentralized cloud platform there, which was pretty awesome. So
the only
I don't know
blockchain
if it obviously is not going to, only blockchain too, which was pretty amazing. I don't think it'll always stay like that, because judging by the amount of volume that drew for us, of folks just coming to that booth, I think, and we were kind of in this weird, all the other locations that we were at and all the other conferences, we were like front and center. With CES, it's so damn big, there is no front and center. You know what I mean? So we were around a pole, kind of set back in there. We had half the size of our booth that we normally have, because you're limited on space. And they found us one after another. And I heard them too. They would come up and they'd be pretty indignant, pretty dismissive. And then Davey would bring them to the dark side. By the end of it all, they liked Flux. They just didn't know they liked it when they walked up. So it was pretty amazing.
No, it was funny because we had what was it, a bank? One of the top 5 banks in the US. Not that that means a lot, but still. They came up and they're like, they were making videos, right? They were doing interviews, and they walked past, and I was like, what about us? And they're like, yeah, but you guys are crypto. I'm like, no, we're not crypto. We're blockchain. We're using the blockchain. And I'm like, oh, what's that then? And then
anytime you say the word crypto, you freak them out, man. Like, they just like, ugh.
It was so funny because we did a video.
We're blockchain.
They did a 10-minute video. They were there for an hour with us. So yeah, I got them also now on LinkedIn, so they're talking with us as well. So it's fun. It's fun to see the different conferences, and I think we'll go into it later as well. But
I want to hit
different demographic. It was so fun.
I think it's important because like we need to showcase that we're not looking for just like the conventional partners. We're looking for the standard tech stack models, you know what I mean? Which makes a ton of sense because that's what we are. We were never really built to be like standard tech stack. So you can go ahead and throw that up if you want.
What, straight away to highlights or what?
No, the presentation. Oh, wait a minute. Do you want to show them what you're running on your computer?
No, I'm working. People will think I'm...
Yeah, right. Okay. I saw what you were working on yesterday. Thank you very much. I was in your stream. I was like, holy shit, Davey found a new toy.
Well, I did find a new toy. Okay. full disclosure, I don't like Pokemon. I grew up with it. I saw it from the very first day, and I was like, "That's not my thing." But fine, I'll bring it
Just
up the screen.
just show them, because I mean
Yes,
it's kind of a big deal. And like and I'll give them some history. If you're not familiar, they recently released a game on what is it? Steam Yard, whatever the hell it is, Steam. And it's this what is it called? Pally something goofy.
Yep. Palworld. That's the game.
Palworld, #1 on Steam, #1 game right now, really in the world actually. And they killed a lot of their servers.
Last week Friday, and it's an early
Friday.
release, by the way. So or last week Friday, and it's an early game still, right? So there's a lot of bugs in it, and you'll hear my computer kick into high gear now.
Yeah, they need to optimize it a bit more, I think, is what I was hearing. So,
there's a lot of optimization going, but this is a server. It's not even breaking a sweat. It's running in the US somewhere.
This is running on Flux, right? So this is all in Flux. Davey's in Canada, running on a US server, and you're seeing it right now live. So we like literally found out the day of the release that they were having issues with their servers, and on a Saturday evening, swear to God, this is how it all went down. It was like 11 o'clock Saturday evening. I'm on
Friday evening.
Friday evening?
It was Friday. Yeah, because you were joking with me that I was at Costco.
Yeah, Lucas, one of our business devs, comes in. He shoots it into the text. The next thing you know, I'm in there. Davey's in there. Everybody's in there. And by Saturday, this bitch was up and functioning. And we were like, okay, now what? Insane. Like, you can deploy your own personal server, saves all your game settings, all that kind of good shit. So, like, this is a big deal. And this is where you're going to see Flux really come into play. Imagine having, like, a wetlands for these projects when they launch. Like, if you're a gamer, launch day sucks ass. Like, launch day, you may get in there, you'll be in queue, you'll try to get blah, blah, blah. Well, imagine if you could stand up 15 times the servers that you need and people can get in immediately. So I think this is really a good use case for what Flux can do. So, and plus Davey likes streaming it. So
we were streaming it, but we were also breaking it. That was the plan here, right? So while I was streaming, we wanted to see and showcase what the network can do. So I think I did it twice, where I would go on the node where the game was running on, and I would log in as myself, and then basically say, okay, I'll manage the application, and I removed it. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to run it on that particular node, so I removed it. Mm-hmm. So everybody got disconnected as expected, and we basically looked up what the new master server was and the new primary, because the way we operate, it's a primary with 2 standbys. You can have as many standbys as you like, and automatically all our stuff was there. And this is from yesterday still. It's like a day's work of gaming, half a day's work of gaming, with 2 servers that we brought down. So fully decentralized. We brought them down. It's all synced over. You might lose like a few seconds between the last save and when the server goes down, but the progress you would lose is minimal, to say the least. So
the thing that blew my mind, dude, watching you game is the quickness of the game. Like it's like it's running right there. You know what I mean? Like, it's how many you were getting, like 60, 70 frames per second. Yep. Pretty good for
as well.
And a really unoptimized game. You know what I mean? And
yeah, you can see like on the screen right now, like
glitchy.
It's a little glitchy, but
overlap. Yeah, that happens. World of Warcraft had that for a while, and then they finally got it.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one.
They got that figured out.
It has that World of Warcraft feeling. I know Caroline is now talking about it too. So yeah. But it's fun. It's fun, and it's fun with friends. And before we knew it, we had like 5 folks from Flux playing this game yesterday, testing. So Dan, sorry, we might not have been as
not a productive afternoon, but that's okay. Sometimes you gotta beta test, right, Davey?
It was fun. Yeah.
Well, all right. So go ahead and throw our presentation. Good work on that, guys, and special thank you to all the folks that helped participate with get that up and running so quick. So I think we dazzled some folks with our ability to launch and scale appropriately. So it was really nice. All right. Now, how do I show this thing, Davey?
I'll do it for you. There you go. Now you control.
Right, let me make sure. All right, there we go. Okay, cool. So I wanted to get an AMA in today because a lot of folks were really asking, hey, when the next AMA? We were trying to plan on out in Vegas at CES to do an AMA, but it just didn't work out. Let me tell you something. These legs, not good, man. I was tired. I mean, we'd get home at night and we just about collapse. I mean, the effort and the work that went into that convention alone, just because of the sheer size of it, unbelievable. So we wanted to do a little AMA today, get everybody caught up with where we're at with the roadmap. We did do a roadmap update the end of the year next year. Our roadmap has changed a little since then because we're progressively hitting shit before it's due, which is great, but it creates a whole different host of problems. We have to come up with the next thing we want to do. So I'm going to go through some things today, try to get everybody up to speed with where we're at. We'll also talk about some of the events that we went to because we got a lot of synergies in these different areas, and they've led to us creating kind of new structures internally, like our Skunkworks program. If anybody knows what Skunkworks is we have Flux Labs, which basically is our incubation accelerator. It's going off the charts right now because we've picked up a lot of folks that want to work with us and develop with us. They might not want to jump the whole way in yet, right? Very tentative, and I don't blame them. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their business model, is to be conservative. But good stuff across the board. So let's start with our milestones. Q1 through Q2 of 2023, we successfully completed our Flux Halvening the 8th of 2023. We launched our proof of use of work light paper, which has since become Flux Edge or Flux Core that you know of it. And I want to go over the whole Flux Edge, Flux Core proof of use of work thing today too, so everybody's kind of on the same page with that, because we use those terms interchangeably, but they're really coming down to one thing, and we'll talk about that. We launched our WordPress beta on Flux. That took us quite a while to get that thing squared away because that was a heavy lift. Much more than we anticipated because it wasn't WordPress. Hell, we were able to get WordPress on no problem. You know, it's those damn add-ons. Those add-ons, they just jack everything up. People want to put these crazy, outdated, antiquated bullshit add-ons that they've had since 1985, right? And all of a sudden it breaks the stuff. So it took us a while to get to the point where we have some supported plugins, kind of met the gambit. If you're going to do anything creative or bigger than what we have in plugins, you probably want to redesign your site. Our Flux Parallel asset, we launched Algorand. We also launched Matic. That was cool. Our Fractus Node Reward program started for the Cumulus nodes. I will tell you, you're going to start to see that Cumulus or that Fractus nodes for all tiers at some point, hopefully this year, maybe Q4, because we think that that's super important to grow those out. ChatGPT integration with Flux Discord. We were one of the first folks to jump up and start using the ChatGPT APIs and playing around with what we could do with it and how we could do it on Flux. We released our XDAO black paper, which is in circulation. There is going to be an update to that black paper, and then it'll officially be a white paper once the community has voted on and approved the next steps. So that's kind of the difference. People say, what's the difference between a black paper and a white paper? For us, we use black paper as it's internal, it's developing, it's working, it's community input related. White paper is a final release candidate. It goes on Flux and forever minted into the history of the project, right? We announced our partnership with OVH. We got OVH now. We've got Lumen. We've got, what's the other one? The one that tried to ban us, Davey?
Oh, Contabo. Yeah.
First they laugh at you, then they fight you, then they join you, then you win, right? Contabo was going to ban all of our nodes. Now they're promoting, they have their own run your Flux node here, scenario. So I guess we're okay now. I guess we did
something right.
Made the cut, damn it. So that's good. We announced our partnership with OctoMiner. The first batch of those OctoMiners went out for proof of use work. If you were one of the lucky ones to get them, I look forward to it. I have a bunch on back order, so I'm waiting for those to come in as well. So let me know what you guys are thinking of your units and any input so that we can let those guys know as well. We started our folding at home project, and I think we cracked the top 500 projects for submissions, just running it very vaguely off of Flux, which is pretty amazing. Flux means of payment utilities. So our Euclid integration or cryptocurrency checkout integration. Davey and I have been working with Coinbase to get Coinbase integration in their wallet for payment platforms. So Coinbase Pay as well. We work with crypto.com to integrate that into the website, Stripe, and a whole bunch of other ones. So we want to make sure people have on-ramps to buy these compute resources with Flux. Super important. If I'm making a budget and I'm a business leader, I can't speculate about how much I'm going to need. I need to be able to settle that in fiat, which makes total sense. And Flux integrated with Mrs. Browser. So that's just Q1 through Q2. So we'll go into the conferences that we went to. So Davey got a chance to go down to the Bitcoin conference, and you might know that guy who he's with. Scott was there as well.
Yeah, I met Scott.
Scott!
That's where we met.
Yeah, I
met him that guy as well. Yeah.
Met Scott at Consensus. That's where the first time that him and I met. Consensus isn't on here, but I was there as well. So, and I took some killer pictures, and I won a quarter of a Bitcoin from Charlie Lee. You know who Charlie Lee is?
Is it worth anything then?
Half a Bitcoin? Half a Bitcoin, Davey.
Or is it the actual Bitcoin, or is it the
It's legit. Half a Bitcoin,
okay.
bro.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No. Quarter of a Bitcoin. Quarter of a Bitcoin. See, I can still do that thing with my phone. Quarter of a Bitcoin, Davey. So I was pretty
growing up.
I was pretty. Hey, a quarter of a Bitcoin is nothing to slouch at.
No.
So he has like these pre-made silver bars that they put private keys in. That's what I got. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it may not. That at, I keep checking the address to make sure that it didn't get sucked out of there yet. But yeah, so far so good.
Where they imprint the private key into it, right? Isn't that how they do it? I think it's
RK. It's the same price as any deployment, so it's super cheap for the Palworld.
I paid. So there's a couple ways, right? So for testing purposes, I did it for a week, and then I paid, what was it, 4 Flux? Not even.
Oh shit! I love it.
So, and then for a month times 4.
That's awesome. Yeah, so we had a good time down there. We saw a lot of Bitcoin stuff, kind of going into the belly of the beast, so to speak, because you got your maxis down there. But the one thing that I realized last year, Davey realized it. 2 years ago, Davey realized this past year was that it's all about layer 2s. It's all about how they're building on Bitcoin in the financial sectors. They're not looking at what they can do with Bitcoin in other sectors. It's really whether it's lending or borrowing or, whatever. It's just the finance world. So, I was super disappointed with it, actually, to be quite frank. I was expecting more development on the actual platform itself. They had one Bitcoin dev there. That was it. And it was very, very, I went to it was 20 minutes long and he didn't tell us anything that was amazing. So I was kind of disappointed. We had a blast at Mining Disrupt. We got to meet all of the YouTubers who spent lots of time at our killer booth. And when I say that we had the best booth there, I'm not lying. And that's been told to me by a ton of people. We brought in so many people because we were the only GPU mineable product in that entire freaking event. So all those miners
still blows my mind.
All those miners that are wandering around looking for new shit to do and whatnot, they found Flux. So we're pretty excited. Matter of fact, I talked to a guy I met down there. He's building an entirely new farm of a couple thousand cards that he's putting on Flux because he met us down there and he liked it so much. So big shout out to him. He knows who he is. We've also done some charities. This year, we're going to do some different charities. We did the Steinbach Animal Rescue, Code Like a Girl, Operation Paws, and Animal Shelter in Taiwan. We actually worked with CoinW to do that one, which was nice. That instead of doing one of these, we pay for advertising, we ended up doing like a program to help, animal shelters, which is the way it should be done, right? So we bring a lot of value to their platform and they realized that. So it was nice that they worked with us to do that. So it was fun. So into the those were the ones we did in Q2 of last year. Then we went into we carried that momentum into Q3, Q4 recap. So Cypherpunk 2023. There's nothing I can say about that other than just absolutely the most balling ass, amazing conference that I've ever been to in my entire effing life. Like literally. And I've been to a shit ton of conferences. We had everything. We had YouTubers, influencers, projects. We had karate people that were beating the shit out of each other, which was crazy. We had girls on like ropes or whatever it was spinning around. It was crazy. Like there was tons of stuff to do. The food, freaking amazing. Big shout out to Scott for everything he did to bring that together. And yes, we will be having Cypherpunk 2024 as well. Same venue. I think a different date, but we'll announce that probably within the next couple of weeks so people can start getting tickets and making travel plans. We launched Power DNS, which is a big deal for the project. I'm not going to get into like the technicals, but it's a big deal for us. Project Enigma. Enigma is exactly what it is. We're not going to talk about it yet, but it's one of our projects we've been working on behind the scenes. If you know what the Enigma machine is, that's kind of important because it's basic. Just go read about it. Go read about it. This is your history lesson. Go learn about the Enigma machine. Okay. And then you can start kind of figuring out a little bit of what we're doing with crypto. Private Dockers, huge. Now we can run enterprise-based private Dockers on Flux. We upgraded our domain manager, FDM, as we kindly are lovingly refer to it, or not lovingly, angrily sometimes, but not recently. Ever since we fixed it, it's a
love-hate relationship. Yeah, ever since we fixed it, it's been really well. And a lot of these fixes that you see, a lot of these changes are driven by that failed, what everybody keeps saying it's failed, WordPressing. It's not failed. It really has been helping us a ton. By using that use case, we were able to solidify the network, enhance the network, optimize it with all these new things. It's been nothing but good for us. You guys might not realize it and see it that way, but for us, it's been a big thing.
Yeah, the thing that we fail to mention a lot, Davey, is the fact that this is just the highlights. There's upgrades that we've done to previous releases perpetually. If you look at our GitHub
this morning,
we're the #1 project on Binance Smart Chain, and we're not a Binance Smart Chain project, right? We're the #3 project on Solana, and we're not a Solana project. We're the #1, #2 for AVAC. We're we're like #1 for KDA. For any of our PAs. So we're just building shit like crazy, and that's the way it should be. We launched our Flux Core Alpha. So our proof of use of work POC started. We did our parallel asset snapshot, which we announced will be Bitcoin. So we're patiently waiting on Taproot to do some things there as well so that we can get that rolling. So we didn't forget about you. We know that you're there.
We're waiting.
We dropped our Flux Core Alpha, Flux Drive Pro Beta, and Flux Drive Parallel Asset Base. So we did add the base asset for Coinbase. So, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. It made sense. It's logical, growing ecosystem. And we're going to try to help out some of the base projects with what they need in terms of compute resources. So think about what we've done with Flux Labs, specifically around Cadena. And a lot of the Cadena projects, well, you'll see that with Base as well as we continue to build out. So a lot of excitement with that platform for whatever reason.
Well, yeah, we got a really good relationship built out since New York. We've been able to really talk with the folks from Coinbase. So
yeah, they ought to,
because automatically I see the question coming like, oh, so you're going to be listed on Coinbase? It's a big monster.
They do whatever they want. I will tell you this: there is some new clarity around their listing process. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. You know what I mean? Like, and I think once the lawsuit is settled with the SEC, I think you'll see an influx, no pun intended, of cryptocurrencies that they have in queue, so to speak. So, I mean, we've been in the listing. We're at 99% on our listing process.
You're doing a Windows install. I see.
Yeah, I tried rebooting. It didn't help.
And it's like 1 minute left, right?
Yeah,
the
1 minute
last-
left for 2 years. Yeah, so it's the ultimate load, right? So, oh well.
No, I'm working with different departments, right? So for CoinPay, and one of the asks was what if you guys were able to launch it on base, and I'm like, we can do it in a week.
And we
That
did
was
it.
kind of bluffing.
I think we did it. We did it faster than that. I think we had it ready within like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
which got
sometimes
pretty
things. Yeah, sometimes these things take their own course of how it goes, and you can plan things out and schedule things. And I just went in our internal Discord and or chat things, and all of a sudden I'm like, hey guys, I need this, and this, and I need it now. So sorry.
Yeah.
I
Well,
pulled it in.
The thing about it is they operate very siloed. So any of the listing teams, they're completely separate from many of the technology development teams, which makes sense. You don't want, I mean, how far apart they are, we have no idea. But it's whatever.
Yeah, I guess they're also in different things, right? And this is where I was able to, literally the picture on the bottom right, that's literally where I was able to talk with the folks from Coinbase and get the relationship going.
Mazzari mainnet was pretty ballin'. Yep. Yeah, we learned probably more at Mazzari mainnet than we learned at any of the other places. And we're definitely going to go back this year to Mazzari because the nice thing about it is it's business to business. So you don't have any retail there. Basically, they're all people that are doing what you're doing, and they want to figure out the best way. I mean, we were set up next to Brave. Yeah. We had Brave on one side. We had the evil board with the eye down there. What the hell was it called?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, do we still hear from these guys at this point? Are they still around?
WorldCoin? I have no idea. They probably took all your shit and ran. It was a government setup from the beginning, Davey. You and I know it.
Yeah. It freaked me out. I'm not going to lie. Like, and people just lining up and like.
Every time I went by that booth, I went like this. I think I was pissing them off. I was like, I don't want them getting the side retina view of me.
You guys, we could literally see him approach, right? So he was literally like.
Davey was like, I'll give you $10 if you get down there and chuck that eye thing across the room. And
I went up to 100.
I didn't want to get launched. I felt like doing it though. I did go up to the Brave guys because they were right beside WorldCoin, and I was like, their whole thing said privacy unleashed, or whatever the hell it was. And I like started chuckling. I'm like, and there's your neighbor. And people are lining up to get their freaking retina scanned, idiots. God, so dumb. Oh well.
Anyway, yeah, it only unlocks your phone.
Go to a crypto conference and get your retina scan. That's exactly what we started this shit to do.
But it was the smallest conference, I think, like size-wise. But I think business-wise, I think this was one of the bigger ones for us personally.
Yeah, and you know what? When we go to these conferences, like it helps us switch directions. We actually, and Davey can testify to this, we went to a Coinbase presentation of their new professional platform. So they have a Coinbase Pro like wallet, has multiple logins, has business. It's almost like a QuickBooks for crypto is what it felt like to me.
Yeah. That's
and
good.
we were sitting in that thing, and at the end of it, and it wrapped up, I turned and looked at Davey, and I said, Zelcore needs a complete rework. Like, we need to change everything. And that's where Core was born. Basically, me and Davey walking down the steps, bitching about, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. So you're going to see a lot of cool improvements coming to Zelcore. We've been really focused on other parts of the project, but we didn't want to neglect that. So it is going to get a nice makeover. And by the way, SSP kind of got brought out there, and that's a game changer. Like SSP is a game changer across the board. True multi-factor authentication,
and simple.
And
super
simple, like super secure, super simple. I'm not even going to use a ledger after this. I'm not. I'm going to use SSP, and I'll tell you why. Because with the issues that ledgers had going, where they were going to, take part of your private key for restore functions, and they were going to do all this other horse shit. I don't know if I'm comfortable with ledger, to be honest with you. So SSP, I know I'm in control of that shit. So I'll probably move the majority of my crypto assets and then I'll lose it in a boating accident, just so you're aware. I don't have the key for that. I don't even know where it went. Oh, well. So Missouri was good. We had a fun time. Cypherpunk was amazing. I mean, what can I say? They just don't make them better than Cypherpunk. It was balling. Oh yeah, SSP is fully open source too. Tom brought up a nice thing.
Yeah,
about
one
that.
of the criticisms that we got, right? Oh, you guys have the open source wallet, blah blah blah. Well, there it is, open source.
Yeah, and the other bit of a leak is the fact that we eventually are going to turn Core over to the community as well. So that's going to be an open source platform at some point. We're going to set up the ability for projects to onboard very simplistically.
Who had 30 minutes for the first leak?
Yeah, so it'll be a pull request, essentially for you to add your asset. So it takes the onus off of the Flux team, the Zelcore team, to deploy these. You'll be able to do them yourself. It'll also be open source. We're basically going to give it as a gift back to the community, and they could do with it what the hell they want. So we're going to work on it, keep developing it out, but we're anticipating folks within the community will want to do that as well. So a lot of good stuff happening there. There's if you look down there in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see my Cypherpunk manifesto. The entire team signed that for me at Cypherpunk. I now have it hanging up here in the office. I get to look at it every day when I leave and come in, which is nice. It keeps me motivated and why we're still here, right? Flux at Blockchain Life. Yeah, yep. Lucas headed over to Blockchain Life. He got to meet with the KuCoin there. He got Hobie Global, which is HTX.
I see Europe. It was Dubai. Sorry, my bad.
Is it Dubai? It was Dubai, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's a big ass building out there. I think it's Dubai.
Dubai.
And then in the middle there is CLS. They're one of our market makers, really good guys. Got to meet them, sit down with them a little bit. And of course, the KuCoin team, which was nice. SC3 was Supercomputer 23. This actually was one of our better conferences for meeting folks and starting to engage with them about really what Flux is doing. Davey, you probably could tell a little bit more because you were there. I wasn't able to make this one, unfortunately.
Yeah. And when I say different demographics, so we had Missouri, business to business, the Bitcoin one, that's more Bitcoin maxis out there. Cypherpunk, that's the community. SC23 is all about more like universities and academics, I've noticed. It's more about cloud computing in general. So you have your distributors, you have your server providers, you have AMD was there, SUSE was there, NASA was there, NSA was there, like all big companies, but more on the academic side of things. So it's more about the research and for students. So like we had a ton of students come by, we had a ton of professors come by. I had universities, University of Denver themselves came by, which I'm talking with now. We're talking with a ton of universities now, and for them, the biggest hurdle is cost of everything, right? So, Amazon was there, Google was there. But the biggest problem that folks have is, yes, your software offering is great, except it costs us a lot of money for us to maintain. So, SC23 was a full week of going hard with myself, Caroline, and Alex. It was great. That's also where we showed Jupyter Notebook, what I used to then call Proof of Work Lite on the regular Flux Cloud solution. So before our GPU solution. So yeah, we'll be going back there. I think next one is going to be in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that'll be good. I'll go to that one for sure. I like the stuff on the East Coast. Going to the West Coast can be a pain in the ass sometimes. I can't deal with. I'm too old to deal with these time changes. And you guys want to stay up too damn late. You're all young. I'm old as shit. You know, they want to have a drink and hang out, and I'm like, oh my god.
No, I'm with Dan on that one. I don't think, like, even in Vegas, I don't think I made it past 10 o'clock, maybe that one evening or so.
Well, I will tell you, the first night there, I was the last one standing. Thank you very much. This old man. Everybody else went to bed, and I was down there by myself. I was like, son of a bitch. Mostly because I didn't have to set any of the booth up that day. I was well rested, took a nice nap on the plane, the whole 9 yards. I was like, oh, yeah. And I got to try In-N-Out, which was excellent. Highly recommend. Yeah, it was. We had a lot of fun there. So we definitely
I'm
go
a
back.
Five Guys guy.
Well, definitely go back to SC. Well, no, Scott.
SC23.
No. Scott's correcting me here. Scott is always the last man standing. Always. He's always doing some shit. I hear him up there working, whatever. Like, it's like 2 a.m. and he's still over there screwing around. So, yeah. Scott, I didn't mean to steal your thunder, brother. You're always last man. No.
Okay, fair enough. I'm a Chick-fil-A guy.
No, Davey. You have an addiction, bro. Like, if there was somewhere I could send you to get you help, I would. But you have a serious addiction to Chick-fil-A. You and Caroline both. You need help. Stop.
No,
Get some
that's
help.
fine. I land in Minneapolis, and the first thing we do, and Caroline can attest to that, is I go to Chick-fil-A and get my fix on.
Yeah. You're always making me hungry with that shit too. And yet there's Chick-fil-A sauce laying everywhere at the place. There's like on the island, on the table, I found some out by the hot tub. I don't know what you guys were doing, eating Chick-fil-A at the hot tub. Yeah, I'm not questioning it. We'll let it go. All right, next one here. Oh, so this was an interesting one. So we wanted to get out of our comfort zone. So RSNA was one where we got Davey to go to start talking with healthcare programs. We really want to have, quite frankly, if I'm totally honest, Flux was created for EMR, for patient records and so on and so forth. I come from a healthcare background. So when I started working with the guys to start brainstorming, Parker came from a healthcare background. Tadesh was a data scientist. I'm from healthcare. Davey's from healthcare. And we all started talking about use cases. Healthcare came up right away because that's a problem that's looking for a solution. It's not like in finance where they're a problem that doesn't want a solution. They're going to fight you the entire way. These guys want AI. It's like crack. They just want to have cheap access, unfettered access to AI. And we came back, Davey came back from that, and we sat and talked. And that's when we ended up hiring Daz, who is our chief of AI development. And Davey, can you just leak a little bit? Just that picture that I asked you.
I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, I don't give a shit. So I approve it. But this is why it's so important for us to really focus on healthcare. Because our AI agent that we've built on Flux, which is called Dibby Fetch, was the very first proof of concept for us to start developing out how to aggregate data through Flux with Flux and utilize our infrastructure for our own project. So instead of somebody tapping into our infrastructure, say a ChatGPT or somebody like that, building our own platform out that we could utilize and create business models out was absolutely fundamental. And that gave birth to something nobody has heard about. This is Juggernaut, by the way. Nobody has heard about, and that is Flux Med. So if you go back in the Wayback Time Machine 5 years ago, it was called Paradigm, right? Now it's called Flux Med. Medical transcriptions and basically AI interface for, Davey, how do I say it? Do I say diagnosis? It's not giving necessarily a treatment diagnosis, but it helps the doctors get to a point where it's a more engaged diagnosis model. We also have Flux Core Lite, which is the Juniper platform, all working together, or Jupyter. So Jupyter Notebook. So essentially what we're looking to do is build an internal use case that we can court people with in the medical arena. And I can tell you right now, they've been very receptive to it. Davey has spent a shit ton of time talking to folks. Again, I come from healthcare. Davey comes from healthcare. Flux is perfect for healthcare. One of the many things it's perfect for in a very undeveloped area. So let's show them, Davey, just real quick, that screenshot, that screen grab. This bitch works too, guys. Like we got a demo of it the other day. Flux Medical works, man. Full transcription. Upload your PDF, basically brings it over. You can also do diagnostics. Somebody just asked about CT image scanning. Absolutely. Davey
in
was
real
doing
time.
in real time.
Philip, no,
Yep.
that's not an option.
Well,
That
no,
doesn't happen.
because they're too big. The files are too big, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
who's to say what it looks like in the future? But this is another thing we're working on, guys, in our skunkworks area, where we know we want to do something bigger and badder than what we're doing now in terms of just providing the compute resources. We want to actually have the use cases developed for those compute resources. So, giving them cheap, unfettered, highly scalable, highly accessible computational resources is a win-win-win-win-win-win for us. So real excited with that.
The biggest thing that I saw there was because it was me and Caroline going to Chicago. A lot of people there are craving the compute power. And when I say craving, that there's two ways. One, it's too expensive, so they can't get to it. So they have to have more affordable solutions. They don't need the big boys out there to run all their models on, but they're kind of forced to use those. And then the other piece to it is a lot of people are using ChatGPT and then claiming it's AI. Yeah, ChatGPT is AI, don't get me wrong. But if you're just using the APIs,
it's just layered. You're just using somebody else's service. Where Flux is, you're using your own data. And by the way, when we stood up Dibby Fetch, the first aggregated models we used came from ChatGPT. So we used ChatGPT and a couple open sources, and we were like a day into it, and we're like, well, now we understand why everybody hates this shit. It's expensive as hell. I mean, we were racking up bills just asking Fetch, what Flux was and who Dan Keller was. You know what I mean? Like, I probably spent $200 myself just asking it stupid shit about Flux.
I had it read me bedtime stories with Flux themed bedtime.
Oh, well,
stories.
that's worse than me, Davey. Damn.
It was fun. It was fun. So the thing it comes up with.
So what we decided to do internally in our Skunkworks projects, and this is where Daz and Parker and Davey and myself and that particular Skunkworks project, we decided to build our own models. So we really kind of like our own version of ChatGPT, and we're going to open source that bad boy, and it's going to be tied to our Flux Med. And yes, it will be tied to the node structure. So Juniper notebooks, other pieces on Jupiter. Why the hell do I keep saying Juniper? That used to be like routers, I think it was Juniper routers.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they still make them. But anyway, long story short is it's going to use both sides of the network. So yes, that's
my big ask. Yeah, my big ask for the guys was like, I want to run it on this, and they were like, well, that's not possible. Like, I'm going to challenge you even more. I want to run it on at maximum of 3090 maximum, and I want to go lower than that. And so they did. So we saw the demo this week, right? Then I think it was Thursday that we saw the demo. And it was running on our network on a 3090 because that was what was available at that point.
Yeah.
So we are okay. Now I'm leaking. We're basically starting to ramp up the alpha with actual AI use cases now. So
yeah.
And it was instant. Like, he would upload it and immediately started asking questions, and it would spit out answers straight away. So yeah, it's been pretty good that way.
The crazy thing, Davey, is the fact that, like, when we tuned up Flux on our nodes, it's that adage, when they created the internet, they say, what can it be used for? When they created Flux, what can it be used for? We literally, within, after standing the infrastructure up, we're like, we can run anything we want. And now we're to the point where we're building these models out, these AI models that we're going to utilize. We're using healthcare, EMR, transcription, things like that, but it can be dropped into anything. That's the amazing part. It's like, if you build that foundational groundwork, it's just a framework. It's a delivery model. It's, why is Amazon so successful is they created a delivery framework, and that's all we're doing. We're creating not only the data infrastructure, but now the actual physical infrastructure, but now we're creating the data infrastructure. So how we accumulate data, how that data is extrapolated and used by the end users, that's like the holy grail of what we're doing here, people. And we're really working toward that. So that's good stuff.
Well, it's fun too. And like the things we built out, that was something different.
Yeah, Davey, we were invited as guests of KuCoin to the green because of our initiatives with our reducing our carbon footprint. UN actions, I believe it's 5, and I don't know, Alex, if you're in here, which UN actions are we addressing with our Flux Green initiative? So he got invited to their green initiative as well. So I think we were probably the only proof of work project there, if I had to venture to say.
No, there were a couple others, but all the bigger ones, like in is Avex. Are they proof of work or are they proof of stake?
No, that's proof of stake.
The proof of stake. Okay,
I figured the majority of them would be proof of stake because they're, it was
actually,
that's how they tout, the Green New Deal with crypto, right? Is they, proof of stake is superior over proof of work. Get out of here with that shit, right? So, yeah, that's actually the main guy, Davey, standing there with the thumbs up. That's the main guy from KuCoin. Him and I have sparred a few times, but he's a nice guy overall. He's a nice guy. Doesn't speak a lot of English, but boy, I'll tell you what he does speak, he'll tell you about it. So interesting guy.
What was interesting to that conference was it was again a completely different demographic. I shook hands with some first ladies from certain countries. I sat with delegations from a couple African countries. That was all there. We were mentioned separately, so they were going through introductions. This is the first lady of this country. I'm not going to disclose that. This is the president of that country. This is Davey from Flux. And then I was like, wait, he put me right next to those guys? That was pretty cool. I didn't ask for that, but they were pretty grateful that we were there. I was able to have a lot of contacts made there that will help Flux in the long run as well. So you'll see some things with KuCoin happen as well in the next bit. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Good stuff. All right.
And then I see CES 24. You just skipped over it.
Where the hell? Why is it going so fast? All right, there's CES 24. So this one was a totally different world. Like, you don't know how. So the thing that hit me with CES, I guess it was the second day we were there, and I was sitting back there watching Davey talk, and I'm like, everywhere I look, like literally everywhere I look, it's about AI across the board. Hell, they even had, what were those like sex robots they had there, Davey, that were linked to AI? I mean, seriously, they had them. I'm like, it blew my mind. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Was it called like, the Handy or something?
The Handy, yeah. The guys were making fun of me. I did not go to the sex booth. He
comes back to the booth. He's like, I found our next product. I'm like, oh, God.
It was the Handy, yeah. So we had a nice laugh. But
I'm just happy we're not sitting next to the Handy.
When you talk to those guys, they are dead serious about their technology. Oh, yeah. Did you notice that? There's no me like the 14-year-old version of Dan. I'm like, I can't stop laughing. I'm like looking over at the guys. They're all laughing at me, laughing at the guy. And I was like, but they were so serious. They were like, and it was AI integration. You basically could have like a girlfriend or boyfriend that's built in AI that's synced to all this stuff. And I'm like,
the Handy powered by Flux. Yeah,
oh my God. Well, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
You never know.
We're not doing that.
But I saw the little vector little thingies. What's the little machines that drive on your on your desk, and then you can talk to them and they.
Oh yeah, the robots. Were you not terrified to death with those damn dog robots? Those things creeped me the hell out.
Creepy.
Oof. All I could see was
like dancing in synchronized ish.
Yeah, see a damn gun mounted to the top of them, creeping around, just what is it, Terminator style shit? You know what I mean? And then they broke out the human like robot, which totally freaked me out. He's like walking around, running in place and shit. I was like, I'm buying a cabin in the woods and disappearing forever. When the robots come for me, they're not going to find me. I'm going to tell you that right now.
They're going to find you then. Don't worry about it.
I need that. Saturday Night Live did a skit one time, Old Glory insurance for robot attacks. I need that. How do I sign up for that?
Yeah.
So we had a good time. We learned a lot.
How was your meeting with Stevie Wonder, Dan? How did that go?
I didn't get to meet Stevie Wonder. You did. But thanks for rubbing it in my face.
I had the chance. I had to.
That's
Alex pointed it out.
That's ignorant. I did see. We saw a couple famous people there. Nobody
Linus
that
Egg.
was who? Yeah,
Linus.
yeah, that
I
guy.
talked to him.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that guy. I went and watched a bunch of his YouTube stuff. He's pretty
15
good.
million viewers.
Yeah, he's pretty decent. Yeah,
It was funny because I was talking to him because we were standing at that booth with the funny dogs, and we were standing there. And I'm like, what's all with the crowd here? Like me and Dan were completely clueless. And then I'm like, oh, I know that guy. I think that's Linus Tech. And he was filming, doing his thing. And what was funny, I guess then Stevie Wonder approached, and everybody turned their backs on the guy. And he was standing there and he's like, he threw up his hands like that.
Well, it's Stevie Wonder, dude.
His video basically got ruined because everybody turned his back on him. And so I went around.
If he does 20 gold records, then we'll pay attention to him. Otherwise, it's Stevie Wonder, man. Which, by the way, I realized how old I was when I saw Stevie Wonder. Damn, that guy's looking old. You know, I was like, oh my God. In my mind, he's always like, hello, that or whatever, doing the piano thing. I guess, no, that's Adele.
That's Lionel Richie.
That's Lionel Richie, yeah. Totally confusing those two guys.
Wow.
Anyway, long story short, Davey got to meet Stevie Wonder. I didn't get to meet anybody. I got
to chat with Linus Egg, so
I got mauled by the robots is what I got.
Yeah.
So all right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. We're gonna go fast here, folks, and I'm gonna give you this PowerPoint.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk much, Dan.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what happens. I like to give everybody the behind the scenes of the awesome stuff that we get to see. Lots of challenges too, folks. Let me tell you, this is not. There's a lot of tired folks by the end of the week, and God bless them all. They have represented you in this project very well. So Scott, Alex, Davey, myself, Jeremy, the whole group, Bill, Caroline, they've just been amazing at what they've done. So good representation for our project. Part of being an awesome project is putting faces to those projects that are friendly and inviting, and actually understanding that customer service still lives. And that's exactly what we've done with Flux. And those folks have really done a good job. So our upcoming milestones, we're going to buzz through this quickly. If you have questions about them, hold them till I'm done here, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about any one of these. SSP wallet release, pretty awesome. First announcement, WordPress moves to V1, which means it comes out of beta fully and gets into a full development model. Let me repeat that. WordPress is done. We are removing the beta. After a year of work, blood, sweat, and tears, big shout out to Volter, big shout out to Vasilis, big shout out to Ali, all those folks working on Tom, all those folks working on WordPress. Nolan, God, keeping it together. So we're going to go live. Also, we'll talk about our next version of Primetime, and it's going to reflect around that as well. Primetime Release 2 is going to be our go-to-market products. So right now we have Flux Drive Pro API integration. These are all go-to-market products that we're going to be working on with the next 2 months. WordPress V1, proof of use of work, Flux Core beta. So we're going to move. That's another leak. We're going to go into beta probably next week or the week after that, Davey? Might be 2 weeks-ish.
Yeah, it depends on a couple things still. If I want to include something, and that might shock a little bit some folks. So we might actually integrate that first before I release it to beta. But yeah, we want to do that soon, like really soon.
Yeah.
Depends how fast we can get that one piece still in.
So I wanted to go over this.
I'm not leaking it.
We get a lot of questions about proof of use of work, Flux Core, and Flux Edge.
Yeah.
As we move through betas, we have different terms for each one of these components. At the end of these betas, we do a unified platform. So proof of use of work is the algorithm or the underlying component consensus mechanism that we chose to adopt for which is a combination of what used to be Zelhash plus our proof of use of work model. Flux Core is the front end that basically runs all of that. So that is directly related to miners and folks that are providing compute resources. And Flux Edge is the forward-facing business enterprise side of the house. So at the end, you'll have one product, and that'll be Flux Edge. So us as miners, node operators, will still refer to things as proof of use of work from time to time because we'll be talking about the base layer. And then Flux Core will go away. It'll become Flux Edge. So whether you're on the infrastructure side or the consumer side, okay, it's going to be Flux Edge, unified branding. The reason
I think Flux Core will still exist as a terminology for the software that runs on the rigs on the provider side. That's but the name might change as well.
Alex put up Flux Core's providers. Flux Edge is the client users. So that's the way it'll look going forward. But the product that we will know it or present it as will be Flux Edge. You know what I mean? Correct. Us technologists on the backsides will know Flux Core and proof of use will work. So hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can ask questions about it. But what it does is it gives us, the reason we do that, folks, is because we're working on 3 different components that then become one unified platform. So it doesn't make sense internally. We'd be running all over the place. And by the way, the same people that are working on one part of the project are not working on the other part, and there'll be some overlap. Yeah,
I hear sometimes like people like saying like, "Oh, they're stretched," or they have too much on their plate.
Nope.
It might look that way because I'm talking about all these different pieces, and Dan's talking about all these different pieces as if we're in the know. We're managing them, right? So they're dedicated folks working on it. Alex is fully dedicated on Flux Edge.
Yep. Proof of use work is his. He oversees the majority of that.
But he's not involved, for instance, on the marketplace, or he's not involved on WordPress. He can dabble with it, he can test it, but that's not his thing, right? So we really have separated silos that, yes, there is overlap, and sometimes we share the knowledge with each other, but we have dedicated folks like on the core side alone. I would have to start thinking how many we have at this point. It's grown a lot and still growing. So we're all over the place.
We're pushing hard. Prime time phase 2 is we have partnered with 2 marketing companies that are going to help us with our go-to-market strategies. So you're gonna see those things because we're gonna involve the community as we walk this forward. Because you guys become an absolute essential part of this process moving forward. Because we should be able, as community members, to cascade not only the mission of what Flux is doing, but how we're doing it. Right now, it's kind of convoluted. So there's going to be some unification of our branding style. And that the reason that we're unifying that is because we want to make sure we approach the market correctly. If it gets too confusing, people will get scared of it. They will not use it. So our goal is to work with these marketing companies to unify our presence and also start our ad strategy. So, up till this point, we've not really ran ads. SEO optimization, running ads, referral programs, onboarding, so on and so forth. Those are all going to launch within the next 2 or 3 months. So, I hear a lot of people say, well, there needs to be more marketing. Look, dude, marketing in a bear market is like pissing in the wind. You're going to piss, but it's going to get all over you. There's no value to going out there in a bear market when everybody's disheveled and pissed off about the market and saying, hey, you should take a look at Flux. I know you're down 90%, but you should really look at Flux. It's like, that's not what we're looking to do. And by the way, we're not marketing to the same people that are in that depressive state right now. We're looking at standard tech stack, standard technology stacks. And that's where we're going after, whether it's medical, supply chain management, AI, edge compute, whatever it is, that's where we're going to go after it. So the other thing that people don't understand, and it pisses me off when people say this, and as a matter of fact,
I was soapbox. Sorry, guys.
Is people compare the success of the project to the price of the asset, right? And it just doesn't work like that for Flux. People say we need more marketing, we need more hype. Look, financial influxes or financial income is a byproduct of success of building a product, right? So if we say we're the biggest and the best and we're going to be deep in, we're going to be Web3, and somebody goes to use that platform and it doesn't fucking work, they'll never come back. They will never come back. And then you're going to be accused of being vaporware. It doesn't even work. It's pie in the sky. It's dog shit. You know, I used it, couldn't get my WordPress site running, yada, yada, yada. You get more negative impact from a non-functioning MVP or a non-functioning product than you would get from, you know, something that's like a superly well-developed, unless you're in a bull market, which is what I believe we're getting ready to go into. So our marketing and PR is going to be unified around, you know, our next version of how we want it to be approached. So you will see ads on Google, you know, you'll see ads on X, and, you know, I think even Instagram is mixed in there somewhere, but you're going to see a big presence on social media as well as we move this forward. Project Juggernaut, we talked about, that's the Flux Med piece. You'll see, our hope is in the next 3 or 4 months, you'll see the first like MVP candidate where we'll be able to demo. Daz will come on a AMA with me and talk about, you know, how it works and so on and so forth. So you guys will be blown away. Davey will be there as well. A multi-sig Flux nodes, that's huge, man. Like a multi-sig, like we're excited to get that locked down. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you look at even ETH struggling with their multi-sig setups and so on and so forth, you know, and here we are rolling with.
It's all about securing, right? So,
yeah,
I hate to see every time I see somebody come in the Discord or I see a ticket open. Oh, I lost my X or Y, and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah,
it's a hard lesson. It's a hard lesson for everybody, and one of the ways that we can help, right, from our stance is the SSP wallet and multi-sig. We did it already for Titan, and I know we get some complaints here and there. It's taking too long. Sorry, guys, we're protecting your investment as well, right? So we want to make sure that everything is as secure as possible. So anyway, we're doing that for everybody.
Yeah. So. Then, of course, we have our Bitcoin parallel asset, our proof of use will work release candidate, Operation Lockbox, which is the next version of SSP. So right now, SSP is going to be limited to basically Bitcoin, Flux, essentially forks of Bitcoin. I think today it's just going to put EVMs in it for Lockbox. So eventually that'll be a multi-asset platform as well. But that's probably down the road. And then, of course, we have the next iteration of Titan. So
yeah, for SSP, by the way, if you're a new to XO project right now, you can literally reach out and look at the source code and see if you can implement it. But in theory, you should be able to just do it fine. We did it for Bitcoin, I believe. We did it for Flux now, so should be able to do it.
Alex says, do we have a partnership that we would like to leak, Davey? Come on. It's a good one. It's a good one. So, you know, people, they're going to, you already kind of screwed up. It was on your damn
I did
at CES. So you might as well just pull the Band-Aid off.
We are in the last stages of finalizing the partnership with Susie or Seuss, or however you want to pronounce it, or the little green chameleon.
Yeah. Who is?
So yeah, for folks who don't know who Susie is, it's actually one of the largest players in the Linux space. So they were the first ones to create the enterprise version of Linux back in the 90s, to go back. So these guys are pretty huge, and we met them a few times. We met them at SC23, for instance, which we also are very thankful for, because then we were able to talk to some architects, and then those architects started taking a deeper look into what we were doing, and they kind of reached out and said, hey, we want to look further in working together. So we got the partnership going. So that's pretty damn big. I got another one that's big, equally as big, if not even bigger, coming in the pipelines. So yeah, we are now working hand in hand, like Alex says. We're working with their R&D team. We're pushing the envelope on their software, and that's what I love seeing, right? So that's literally Web 2. It's not even Web 2. It's a juggernaut by itself. Embracing what we're doing, we're pushing their software to the limit. And we're utilizing Rancher, we're utilizing RKey2. If in case people are wondering how can we be actually proper and secure and compliant with for medical and stuff, their software is enabling us to do it. And we're working hand in hand now with them.
Why redesign the wheel, right? It works. So if somebody else has built the input model, we can extrapolate the infrastructure and the output model. So that works great for us. You know, that's the one thing about Flux is we're agnostic. People that are building something, we're not looking to dethrone you. We're looking to help you. You know, we would like to be the, you know, in the gold rush, we're selling the jeans, the pans, the pickaxes, the shovels. We're not super interested in mining the gold. So we'll let you guys go do that.
It's funny, right? Because like that acronym or that synonym, basically what happens is that they're the supplier of the pickaxes while we're transporting it to the folks who need the pickaxes. That's how I see it at this point. We're delivering it to them. And this is the software that banks use. This is the software that your government uses. Is that good? Is that bad? It's good. Yes, they will have issues sometimes, and yes, they do get hacked. But that's the beauty of this stuff is that these guys are on the freaking ball, right? So the moment they find that there's a leak somewhere, they are on it and they're fixing it straight away. They even have the software to actually help with the detection and all that stuff, which we, by the way, also now have. So we are ready for this stuff. We are more than ready, thanks to the help of the folks from SUSE. So thank you. And yeah, they're absolutely excited what we're doing, because it's funny because they're like, yeah, there's a limitation on how many of these things you can do, and we're like, yeah, we want to do that times 100, and they're like, what? So
and we can do that, like, you know, that should be our motto, Flux. We can do that. Yeah.
So they were like, okay, let's do this. And so, but there's other, all of these conferences, at least one big partnership.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
and a couple,
if you guys are wondering,
couple we can't even talk about yet, but you know, we're super happy with. So people are asking, you know, what are you doing? It's like, you know, people have these partnerships, they want to build it out, make sure it works effectively. You know what I mean? Before they go making announcements. So, you know, we're excited with where we're at. We're very busy. Enterprise seems to be where we're headed. You know, retail will follow that, I'm sure, but you know, it seems like enterprise is really there. So, okay. You can drop that down, Davey, and let's start firing off rapid questions. Just throw them up. I start a bunch of them, Davey, to get us started.
Oh, you did. Look at you being productive this morning.
Look, I can help, dude. I basically run this thing. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm at this point.
No, Davey's the man. He helps me. It is so fulfilling to know that we are in a project that helps in those sectors, literally saving lives and improving other ones. Dude, that's the whole reason we're here. Like, you know, money money brings people here. The mission keeps people here. You know what I mean? Like they find something that they truly believe in, and then they stay and they help build. I mean, I would say out of all the folks that we have on the project right now, most of them have been here for 5 years plus, you know, which is amazing when you think about it, especially in the crypto cycle. Yes, we see people come and go all the time, but the core group of 70 plus people have been here. You know, you look at me, Tadeusz, Davey, Parker, Jeremy, all been here since, you know, the beginning. You look at Betty, you look at the marketing team, you look at the development team. We got a few new devs, but the majority of them have been here with Flux or Zelcore or this project for a long time. So we appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, it's my driving, my push as well, right? So that's why I was very adamant on going to the RSNA, meet up with the folks who do this for on a day-to-day, and it's paying off. You'll see that soon enough as well. And that goes from running a small Raspberry Pi to a bigger server, even renting a VPS. For all I know, you're helping out. Even today, there's people running Jupyter Notebook today, and I know students, actually a couple students already, that are using it for their end work, for medical end work, for their. So they're doing things already with it, and you guys are providing that. So thanks again. And I didn't say it just yet, but this product here, the testing that the community has done,
unbelievable.
You guys are doing
unbelievable
every day. You're shaping the software, as you go. You might not realize it. You might think you're just venting or whatever. We see it, we read it, we hear you, and we're literally using it as we go.
You
We
pushed
have
us.
our base plan, but nothing says we can't change some things here and there, right?
You guys pushed us from alpha to beta in a month and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unfucking heard of. Like, I just can't even begin to tell you. I've been in technology for 25 plus years, right? I have never seen something come out. And we're a little bit more developed with our alphas. Our alphas are probably a bit more like betas. Our betas are a bit more like release candidates. We're very, very, cautious with providing these. But you pushed us, the community pushed us out of alpha and into beta within a month and a half, and now, I would imagine too, from beta to full release candidate V1, it'll go quick too. Most of Zelcore improvements are based on user feedback or Flux Core with over 280 tickets so far. Yep.
So we create tickets. We push that to the devs. We put a bit of a weight to it, right? Is that an important one? Is that not an important one? And it's funny to me because I have this running now on a daily basis, right? So this is always on. I use it to monitor my PC and how it's doing. And I see every day there's a little update here, even on days that I wouldn't expect it. Sunday morning, there's an update. I'm running the dev version, of course, but a lot of these things are driven by you guys, and I want to definitely appreciate all of you, and then also the pilot group that was there in the end of November, December, to make the December 15 deadline. Those guys knocked it out as well. And then again, Alex and Lucas and K1, Camille, all of them been really helpful, and of course the devs. I can't name them all. So yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. So,
all right. So next one up.
Oh, that we did already that one.
Yeah, we did that one.
And thanks, StreamYard, for being not.
Flux marketing could be directed at large enterprises when the solutions are ready. Absolutely, yeah. We're going to have a combination of enterprise and retail because we believe mid-tier retail is going to be a huge one for us. So I think it's going to be a combination of entry-level enterprise in tech sectors and retail in all sectors. It says, as you said, you're not marketing to the same people in crypto, aka bear market. So why wait? Is AWS and Azure clients in a bear market? No, but we are a blockchain-based product, and when you get ground level adoption, you need to make sure that you have people that are excited about the platform. Our community is one of our biggest driving features. So trying to deploy something in a bear market, you need you need to have some attention around it. And by the way, technology is in a bear market. I mean, Google just laid off a shit ton of people. AWS laid off a shit ton of people. Facebook killed thousands of jobs. I mean,
the top 500 are just cutting left and right.
And we're positioning ourselves at the right place at the right time because they're still going to need technology advancements. And getting rid of these people doesn't mean they want to give up technology. It means they want to get rid of the FTEs that become the overhead. So Flux is a perfect fit for that. Matter of fact, I met with a company that's looking to develop a Canadian news network that runs on Flux. Like, no shit. And therein again, we become a value add because we're completely different than what everybody else is doing. So right place, right time.
Don't get me started on Canada.
Yeah. Will, how about an update timing on Flux BTC? No ETA, guys. Q2, Q3.
Yeah, we're kind of
it's
waiting on the folks.
Brand new. It's brand new.
Yeah, and as much as I like to be an early adopter, I kind of also want to see when they're like at least properly set up.
Okay, next. Dan, would you consider VC investors to move Flux market cap? VC investors can come in now. The only way that they can get in is they have to purchase the asset. So it's conventionally, it looks different than other VCs. We don't have a sweetheart deal where we give you a shit ton of tokens. You get to rain it down on people's heads. We're a proof of work
We get the
product.
question. Trust me, we get the question.
Every day, 5 times a day. How do I buy a massive bag of Flux? And I'm like, go to the OTC desk or go to exchange.
Here's my referral link to KuCoin.
Where I would see some VC funding is some of the products that we're developing, like Flux Med and things like that. That definitely at some point I think could have some type of VC infusion because it's a product that we own as a community, and I do see. But there and again, it would be specifically around that product, not the entire ecosystem. There's just no way for VCs to invest in Flux. They have to do what we do. Mine it, run nodes, or go to the market and buy it.
Yep.
And that's the best way to do it. We don't want it to be manipulated or controlled by a few people. Okay, next one. That was a good question, Fully Electric.
Yep.
Dude's always thinking.
I was asking a question.
When to be fetched? Well, it's in alpha right now. Daz is working on it, playing around with it. So we'd like to get a release. Is it running, Dave? Davey,
I'm actually just checking. Probably hitting the wrong one. Let me figure it out. Give me 1 second. You guys talk.
Okay,
what's still there?
What's the next one? Can you tell me about how the Flux token captures value? We're a coin, not a token. Fairly mined asset, and we're what's called a utility-based asset. We're one of the only truly utility-based assets in the blockchain ecosystem because we use Flux for everything. You want to run nodes, you need Flux. You want to deploy applications, front ends, back ends, game servers, you need Flux. You want to run a WordPress site, you need Flux. You want to participate in proof of use work, you're going to get Flux, right? You want to utilize computational resources in Edge, you're going to have to spend Flux. All fiat payments are settled to Flux. So everything we do in this ecosystem, every fucking thing we do is tied to Flux. And that's the way it should be. And that's a utility asset. And that's why we don't have to worry about the SEC. We don't have to worry about other folks because we're fairly mined. We're completely decentralized and we're built by the community. We're exactly the exemplification of what a utility-based asset is. Hope that helps. Next. Cool. If Flux Edge provides historical view showing time filterable options for which jobs we run and when, View should show payment. Yeah, it's already there. Yeah,
that's already there, Kerry. It's actually one of the things that I even show at the CES is that you can literally see what was mined at what day, how much power you were using. You can even export it for your account option. That's already in the software. That's the what we call the audit logs. One of the things that I advocated straight away for to have implemented in our software, because knowing where you are, what was done is important as well. So you can make projections for the future, for instance. So you can export it, toss it in an Excel sheet, and do your thing. So BI, right, business intelligence, is what makes you be able to run your business. So being able to get to that data is important. It's one of my pet peeves when mining was really not able to tell exactly the history of, okay, I know how much or how many coins I had, but what was the power usage at that point? Because algorithms change, power changes, and being able to backtrack, not easy. So we have that.
Okay, cool. Next. Hey, Carrie, tell my little fan I said hello too, buddy. It's good seeing you. Daniel, let's assume DePIN and AI trend in 2024. Do you think Flux is ready to take its place as a leader in that category? Fuck yes. That is why we are here. That is the whole reason why Flux has been built the way it has been built. We have waited patiently, and it's our time to shine. So I think we're already the leader. I had an interview with Bloomberg while I was at CES, and one of the questions they asked me off camera was like, who's your competitor? I said, competitor in the blockchain space? And they're like, yeah, nobody. Nobody's doing what we're doing. And there's a reason for that. It's 6 years of development behind this. The R&D that's been put into this to keep it decentralized is freaking astronomical. So in the tech space, we have AWS, we have Microsoft Azure, we have Google, so on and so forth. Fractional, we're just a little blip on the radar, but that doesn't mean that's where we're going to stay. So yes, abso-freaking-lutely yes. Okay, next. Flux is a good project. Good to see you, Dan. Thank you, dude. Thank you to everybody that came today. I appreciate it. Are there any plans, ideas to rehabilitate or kickstart the DAO? I know it's not necessary, but I'd love to have more activity. Absolutely. Once we release the white paper, so the black paper will get released as a vote from the community. Once it's adopted, then we'll have the new XDAO version. The new XDAO version allows not only node operators, but people that hold Flux and also miners to a certain extent to be able to vote as well. So we want to make sure we're inclusive as we can be for all of the community, because a DAO controlled by one aspect of the community isn't what we want. I mean, long term. So yes, lots of synergies happening with that this year.
It's a good question. I see a couple of good questions coming.
Very good question. Will the reward gap between KYC and non-KYC providers be significant? Davey, you can handle that one.
Yes, it will be a big difference. And it's purely because of the market is going to drive that the folks we're working with and the folks who will be utilizing the software are most likely going to be using the KYC ones and institutionalized type of miners. And then the non-KYC ones will also be doing their job, but it'll be more ad hoc kind of things. And those will be not as big in the payments as the other types of jobs, right? So the reason I say that is because the ones that are KYC'd and up, those are going to be jobs that take longer. Those are going to be longer term type of work, because we know who we're working with at that point, and the folks that are doing the research know who they're working with. So that's going to take a little bit more. The non KYC ones will be more ad hoc. So that's just the way things work, unfortunately.
All right, next. You got like another 10 minutes, David? To get
I can.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm playing Palworld later. So
everyone get a Flux body pillow so you can hold it tight and sleep with it every night. If they were in the market, or if they were in our Flux store,
Lisa, we need a Flux pillow.
Yeah. But just don't put my face on it. That's creepy. I don't want to be laying with myself. You know what I mean? The kids would absolutely go nuts if I did that. Okay, next. When will the Flux coin be listed on Coinbase? Oh my God, I haven't heard that one before, have I?
No, we've never heard that question.
We don't know. It's up to Coinbase, and quite frankly, we don't. At this point, we don't care. At least I don't care. I'd love to get another. I'd love to get another rock solid U.S. exchange, but we have to wait for the SEC to stop suing everybody. So they sued Kraken, they sued Coinbase, they sued Binance US. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you prepared? Are you prepared when nodes start to drop off and the bull market's selling? I don't think they're going to drop off, and I'll tell you why. Two things is people that have stayed through the bear market understand the exponential growth of what these nodes were. There was one point in time where a one cumulus nimbus stratus node. I always have to go through that. I don't want to say the wrong one. It sounds stupid. One stratus node equaled the price of like a brand new high-end Corvette. So you got to think about that. You know what I mean? But you're making money on top of that as well. And the other thing that's really super nice is the fact that I am working on building out the white paper right now for progressive node rewards. So you're going to hear more about that over the next couple of weeks as I start to release some of the versions of the white paper. But my idea essentially is to create a difficulty mechanism on the node side so we can have instant scaling. So if we do it on the mining side, right? As more people come onto the... Okay, I won't tell everything. But you guys get the idea. Progressive node rewards is going to be a thing.
Dan has an idea, and he pitched it to me in Vegas. He pitched it to Jeremy in Vegas, and it's pretty good, actually.
It was an epiphany. Like, we all were like, oh, yeah, we can fucking do that.
Yeah, let's go to the blackjack tables now.
Yeah. And then lose.
And then he lost his money.
Yeah.
But no, we are very well aware that fluctuations in node offerings can happen. And we are pretty well prepared for that stuff. So if nodes drop, honestly, it's not going to do much to the network unless like everybody drops. But if that would happen, I think the Flux price probably just went way up at that point.
Yeah, and
by the
way, the other thing is we have in our back pocket, because we have multiple scaling techniques, but is collateral halvening as well. So if we need to deploy more nodes, we'll collateral halvening, and we'll probably double because someone like me, I'm just going to double my nodes, because I'm not going to go the opposite way. I'm not going to get rid of my nodes. I'm just going to double them, and we'll have instantaneously almost double our. That's what happened last time. I think we were at like 3,000, and now we're at 12,000 plus.
Were we even at 3,000? I think we barely hit 3,000.
Maybe it was 2,500. I think it was 2,500.
Like
yeah. So yeah, we've got multiple ways to scale appropriately, but keep your eyes open for progressive node rewards. I'll do a presentation once I have the white paper done. So it's about, I'd say, 75% complete right now.
But it's good. It's good.
He didn't wear your glasses. Alex, Alex messed with me. I have these real thick glasses that I wear.
Oh my God.
And I look like Carl.
Do you have them?
Do you have them with me? I wish I did.
Oh my God. It's Alex gave Dan a New Year's gift. And it was so good. Did I even say it? Like it's so funny. Basically, I think he bought you like the guy from Up.
Yeah,
like a bubble
Carl from Up with the little glasses on.
With the square glasses.
Because everybody said on the live stream I look like Carl. And so this guy just shows up at the house. I have no idea who sent it to me. Alex sent it to me, of course. Yeah, I figured it out then. But yeah, my glasses aren't here. And I'm not wearing them either, because you made me feel old. Because Carl's old as shit.
But your wife loved it, though.
Dude. A BAMF, we're bringing it back, man. Like
BAMFs, yeah, we need to bring that
I'm
back.
going to figure out a way. If Elon can have a big fucking rocket, we can have a badass, mother trucker. That's actually spelled wrong. You put BAF.
Yeah, it's BAMF, but
BAMF. Progressive node rewards will be extra rewards on top of the current blockchain. Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to work counterintuitive to what you know for mining. So difficulty goes up, rewards go down. Nodes, as difficulty goes up, rewards go up, essentially. So, but it's much more complex than that. Next. Thanks for answering another one of my questions. Glad to.
And straight away, yes, another one.
How do you double nodes when you're locked to 8 per IP? You're locked to 8 per IP because that's what we have hard coded to the network. If we decide to do a collateral halvening, that would probably go up to 16.
Well, that plus also we kind of do need it locked to that, because we can't. An application can only run once on each port, right? So if we would bump it up to, let's say 100, well, that's great, but their 100 offerings can only still run one.
Yeah. So there'd be plenty of research that we'd have to put into that to figure out how to make it work. But we hear you, Crypto Billions, and we know we'd have to address that. What are plans for conferences for this year? We're going to slow down, and we've got targeted conferences this year. So booth-wise, we've probably got about 2 or 3 we're going to head to. Mazzari Mainnet is definitely one. Supercompute 2024 is definitely one. I don't know that we'll go back to CES this year. I think we'll give it a year in between, because that's more.
Well, that's already 2025. Then we don't have to worry about CES this year.
Yeah, we're not going to get. Oh yeah, 2025. That's what I meant. We already went there this year. Anyway, but we'll have 3. But we do have. I'll be headed to. There's one in Dubai. There's going to be ETH. What is it? ETH 20. I don't know. Whatever the ETH conference is in Denver.
We'll be doing some non-American ones as well, or non.
Yeah, Consensus, the Bitcoin conference probably. So we'll all be going. We'll have a team going to those areas, and we'll have some marketing that's going to be done at those areas. But yeah, we don't. We're going to try to keep it more precise, because our first year was kind of gauging where we wanted to be. Now the next year we have picked up a lot of stuff, learned a lot of stuff, and now we're going to be very targeted to where we go.
Yeah.
Next.
Do I still have questions?
What about Cypherpunk 2024 in Europe? We are going to have something. It's probably going to be mid-year-ish. It's not going to be like the size of what it is in the States, unfortunately, this year. But next year, I believe we're going to focus on more development in Europe, like actually have one like we have here in the States.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Any last questions? Get them up there now. Davey, what were you going to say?
Well, I know I'm surprised nobody asked, but there's a bunch of AMA questions in the Discord as well. And I'll be actually tackling that with Geek of All Trades. So him and I will go through those questions that were asked at the end of last year. And I promised the community that I would answer those.
Okay.
So
cool.
we have that one coming because that's going to take us probably like a half an hour by itself just to go through those, if not longer. So that's happening. And then, yeah, like conferences wise, I do see. And then I think we will probably go into Europe for a couple. But I don't know if we will do booths there as well. Like we might just be going there and represent, kind of like we did with RSNA. Yeah, we'll see. There's some conversations that need to happen around that. It will not be a Discord AMA, Alex. It'll be him and I going on the recording.
All right. Well, thank you for all the questions. I'll give you my closing. I try to do these at the State of the Union where I kind of get everybody on the same page. This year, 2024 is going to be a watershed year for Flux. I truly believe that we are sitting on the precipice of something great. We really are. And I'm not just saying that because it's our project, guys. I'm saying it because we're starting to see the game-changing technology that's coming to fruition. And we're starting to see the interest peak, not from the normal everyday investors, but the folks that absolutely want to use the technology. So we're going to have to be nimble. We're going to have to be quick. We're going to have to think on our feet. We're going to need as much input and is from the community that we can get, because we've gotten to where we are today by leaning on the community and their input models, right? We're not one of those communities that just put you to the side and don't listen to what you have to say. So for us to get to the Holy Land, for us to get to the next version of whatever Flux looks like, we work as a team. We need to understand how we can cascade the message and the vision of what Flux is doing to the masses, whether it's at the highest level of enterprise or whether it's just mom who wants to know what Flux does. We need to get that elevator pitch, that cascade that effectively. We need to become practitioners of technology. And at the center of it is going to be Flux. We need to put focus on education. We need to get people up to speed with why this is game changing. We need to have those epiphany, those aha moments that we have. We need to start giving those to the regular folks that want to understand how they can build a better technology model. The only way that we're going to do that is working together. So
absolutely,
we are who we are today because our community kicks ass. And, you know, I'm super excited to be here. One of the comments that somebody said about Flux is they said Dan will be here till there's no Dan left. And absolutely, I'll be here. I don't know what capacity when I'm like 70 years old. Like I'll just be coming on and checking to see whatever all the young folks are doing with it. Yeah, fully electric. Dan is believe you and will remain as long as you remain leading. I'll be here forever, guys. They'll haul my ass out in a box before a Leonardo DiCaprio, right? I'm not going fucking anywhere.
Oh.
I'm not going anywhere, right? I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool because my ethos and that feeling that I have is the same ethos that everybody on the team echoes. Davey, Tadesh, Parker, Jeremy, Volter, all the folks that are on this project, the Bettys, I could name every single person, and they all have that same ethos.
It's the passion, and it's very enticing. It's very it's quite cool to see the passion that a lot of these guys have. Like, and for Dan as well, the work that goes in it. And I'm not joking when I say at 3 a.m. in the morning, I might get a text, "You there?" ? I think that's even what I put on the banner for Cypherpunk.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, and
you there?
and
Question mark, Davey.
yeah, and I think what the sad part is as well is that yes, I'm here, and then probably I'm doing something, or he's and then we start talking, and it can be in the middle of the night, like, and that goes for everybody. Like, Flux is 24/7 for real. Like, there's people all over the world working on this, and that's one of the questions we get. Oh, where are you guys located from? Where are you guys based out of? And I'm like, everywhere.
Yeah,
They don't.
I think we'll
The concept for a lot of these people is like, what?
Yeah.
Where's your main office?
Practice what we preach, man.
Everywhere.
I think there will be a point where you will see an office for Flux in Flux, the parent company.
Yeah, I need a yoga space, and I need my coffee space.
It's going to be a closet, and nobody ever goes there. It's just good to. Dubai wants us to come down there for free, and they want to scoop us in. So
UK was asking.
Yeah, the
UK
asking. We got invited to have tea with the UK folks, which we declined because, one, I hate tea.
I was busy. I was just too busy.
Yeah, like we couldn't see straight. So anyway, yeah, we love you guys. Super excited for what the next year holds. Just keep minding with your mind, folks. Do the things for the project that you think are the right things, and help us where we need the help. So we appreciate everything you do. I appreciate the team that we have. I appreciate Davey and the core team and all of the groups that really help this project excel. So we are just getting fucking started. We are just firing it up.
You might have missed it, but Dan said something really important there. Mind with your mind. It is not a joke. It is for real. Like, we get people coming with ideas and all that. And unfortunately, we can't do them all. For real. I wish we could. But there's some ideas out there floating right now. And you'll see some things, I guess, coming soon as well. But minding with your mind is not a joke. Right? There's a lot of things you can do. If you can think about it, and you might not have the technical skills for it, by all means, pitch it to us, and we'll see if we can help you out. And if not us, you can always go for a DAO, right? You can pitch it there as well. And I encourage you to do that. Even like if it's a good idea, by all means, the community will pick up on it. Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, and a big one is when our affiliate program is launched, everybody's going to be minding with their mind. So
yeah, like the Palworld thing.
You can't touch this.
I should take away the rights that he can do this shit, right?
Sorry.
God damn.
I'm sorry.
God damn it! I need to take his rights away. This is getting out of hand.
It wasn't that bad.
It was good though. It was good timing. But yeah, minding with your mind. It's a thing. Do it. And if it's not on Flux, by all means, just work your butts off, and it pays off. It might not be instant, and I know these days we all like our instant gratification and stuff, but a grind sometimes pays off more and is way more rewarding in the end, I find.
You can't touch this.
I think we need to call it at this point. He's starting to play with the buttons.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Do you want to give away some swag real quick, Davey? Just let's do 2 rolls. We'll do something from the Flux store.
Oof.
I love putting you on. I love putting you on the spot. I love putting you on the spot. While you're doing that, I'm going to do this.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh, hey, don't forget, we got to play that. Everybody do not leave after we give the stuff away. We have a nice video that goes through all of the upcoming roadmap stuff. So Dim made us a really nice explainer video that we'll be able to go through. Actually, let's do this. You get that ready, Davey, and we'll run this video. Then we'll give the giveaway. That way everybody's got to stay.
I need a word to. You know what? I have a word in mind. We'll do that in a sec. But first, okay, I'm out. He's doing it all now, guys. See ya.
Big shout out to Dim. Sexy videos as usual.
As always, he makes some interesting videos, and yeah,
He really do. All right, what's our word? Palworld?
This is the word.
Lowercase people, hashtag Palworld. Hashtag Palworld. Put it in your
Dan.
chat right now. What?
Hey Dan, did you know that the bird is the word?
No, dude, don't do that. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
now that shit's going to be in my head the rest of today.
Oh, I know. Thank you.
God damn it.
Appreciate that.
All right.
I'll probably be streaming some Palworld today. You can ask me questions there as well. If you think of something during the day, by all means, you can hit me up as well. What are we giving away, by the way, Dan?
Basically, we'll give away one thing from the Flux store. So, sweatshirt, hoodie. You can get a nice "Go F Yourself" Elon sweatshirt if you'd like. Pick out what you want, and we'll hook you up. So we'll give 2 of these. So there'll be 2 rolls. Don't leave. We're gonna roll twice, and then you'll have to jump into Discord and hit up somebody on the market. Lisa will give you a code, and you can get it.
Yeah,
for free.
I think Betty handles most of that.
Yeah,
but yeah, my kids actually wear the Flux shirts or the Flux t-shirts to school, and one of them is like 0 Flux given. Yeah.
Did he get sent home?
No. The teachers love it. They know what Flux is. Good.
So. Good. I was thinking he got sent home. If that was the case, I was going to send him some free swag for taking one for the team. All right, let's roll, buddy. Let's roll.
I want to give to 50. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Boom. Let's see if it's rigged or not.
Oh, Todd. Yeah.
Todd
there you
deserves
go, Todd.
that one.
Yes, you do, buddy. There you go. Hooked up, man. Hooked up. I think Lisa put some Flux Edge shirts in there too as well. I got to get some of those with the purple logo. I like those. Yeah, I think they're in there. I think she'll know. She'll know. If they're not, they will be now. All right, let's do another roll. This one's for the same thing. Anything you want from the Flux store.
Okay. Draw again. Oh, damn it.
You almost got it there, Davey.
Almost. I thought I won.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining us today. We appreciate you. We're about an hour and 45 minutes into it, if you can believe it. So have a great weekend. And if we missed any of your questions, please drop them in Discord. And if you want to check out Palworld, Davey's going to be streaming that here probably this afternoon some. So check it out and let us know what you think. Thanks, everybody. Have a great... Davey, play us out.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see they tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux being all the people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people, fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. And you know we Web 3.0. We gon' fight.
See you guys.